The big man himself, Efe Ajagba, fresh off a breakthrough knockout victory on the Zuffa 3 main event. The first heavyweight fight in Zuffa history. You stopped former world champion Prince Charles Martin in round 4. Efe, congratulations for that victory. What type of
Thank you.
statement do you feel you made to the division with that win?
Coming back for my dad loss, so after the whole video, the burial, stuff like that, go back to Nigeria, come back to United States, you know, then I have a fight. You know what I mean? So it kind of like everything in the obstacle is just it's very tough. So, I put everything in the work, in the training. So, I have to go there and make a big statement for the knockouts because I know, you know, back then, last year, I was supposed to spar Shasmati, but Shasmati refused to spar me, here we are, we have a fight against Shasmati. So that's why I have to go there, just knock him out and put a big statement on the heavyweight notice.
You certainly did that. And what I loved most about your victory, FA, is Charles Martin had the most success against you early in round 3. And just as it
Yeah,
looked like maybe you were in trouble, you came right back and knocked him down for the first time. How
yeah.
much trouble was he giving you during that round?
I mean, even that one, at first I was very slow starter. So, I was very slow, I'm trying to catch up, to my close range. It kind of movie and it's very awkward and I didn't expect if you had like experience. I didn't expect that coming. You know what I mean? So Charles Martin was prepared, prepared for the because he already know I have a knockout power, so he has to be careful, stuff like that. But he keep a distance with me with this left hand, for my job not to get connected to him. But he tried to move his feet, stuff like that, not to come close. But when I went back to the corner and I said, shit, man, how am I going to get close to Charles Martin because he's moving and he's supple. It's very
Sure.
difficult to catch him. So, you know, when I went back to the corner, they told me I have to go there and, like the close range, sit on the punches, because I used to start tall, if I start tall, there's no way I can get connected to him. So when I went back to the corner and Coach K told me I have to stay close to him and sit. I have to bend my knee and stay close, That's the only way you could catch him.
Boy, did you catch him. The fight didn't last much longer after that, and it really was a big victory from the standpoint that, look, this was the first heavyweight fight Zuffa had ever had. Your
Yeah.
signing was one of the bigger ones, considering your record now 21 1 and 1, and the fact that you've been a ranked heavyweight for a long time. So I'm curious, what was the decision making like for you to join Zuffa at this point in your career?
Yeah, at that time, I was a free agent from Top Rank, since my last fight against Martin Bakole, so, this was not going away. So I was free agent, so I decided to leave, so my wife got a call from Super Team, so at that time, I was like, I didn't even know Super, you know what I mean? So he told me everything about Super, like, I said, okay, let me give them a chance, stuff like that. Because at that time I was looking for promoter, like Mushroom, Dizion, like Goody Boy, stuff like that. Nobody reached out to me. So I just decided, okay, let me just wait for the right person to call us. So my wife got a call for someone on a super team, they're interested in me. That's why we signed to Super.
What have you liked about Zuffa Boxing so far? Because Dana White, Nick Khan and company, they haven't hid. They're coming to disrupt the sport and make a big impact. What have you liked about the whole experience so far?
Yeah, a lot of experiences it was amazing, to be honest. This is my first time, I've not I would not say the word. This is the first time when I was with them. This is the first time like I have a lot of attention,
Yeah.
from Sufa. I have a lot of attention because these are the people they're serious with their fighters, when it comes to boxing, you know what I mean? So but in the facility, the staff. the people they work there, the staff, the medical staff, and stuff like that. It was amazing. To be honest, it's beautiful. It was beautiful. It was amazing, and the accommodation, everything was perfect. It was beautiful. So stuff like that. The recovery and the UFC recovery, the facility, everything was, that's what boxers looking for. You know what I mean? In a boxing career, like if you want to, be with the right people to connect with you as far as boxing concerned.
Sure.
As far as boxing concerned, because the facility when you got injured, you have to go there. They take care of you. Physical therapies, check your eyes, your blood pressure, everything, vitamin C, supplements. They give you everything you need. They provide everything. So it's kind of like I was very shocked. Like I've never experienced that in my life since I started boxing career.
Yeah, the Performance Center, Performance Institute, excuse me, seems to be a game changer across
Yeah.
MMA and boxing. So it's very interesting to see. All right, with this victory, Efe, do you feel like you have made a big enough statement that if that inaugural Zuffa Heavyweight Boxing Championship gets put on the line, and we know already the first championship will come in the cruiserweight division March 8th when Jai Opetaia fights Brandon Glanton, but if the heavyweight title is next, do you feel like you've done enough that you could be in that fight?
Yeah, I can be in that fight. I've done that before. This is not the first time. I've done that before. Everybody saw it. Against a Martin Bokole. That's a big fight.
Sure.
In Saudi Arabia last year. That was a big fight. So I'm supposed to get that victory. I wish I get that victory. That's going to be another big statement. You know what I mean? But they put the fight as draw. So when they put the
Yeah.
fight as draw, the ranking is not moving. So I'm still in the same ranking as far as this draw concerned. So it is what it is. So I have to accept the draw. But in my heart, I already know I want the fight. So right now, I'm ready for I went there to make a big statement because I'm ready to go. Just to show the world, like Efe Ajagba is around. Because at first, nobody's calling my name. I was among the top 10. Nobody said nothing about me. No conversation about my name, no conversation in the boxing. They ghost me as if I'm not in the ranking. So it's like, because I don't talk that much. So I have to speak up for myself, for people to notice I'm around. So that's why I went there to make a big statement for people to see.
You did that. Do you feel like this was the biggest win of your career because of that?
I mean, as far as Zuffa Boxing, signing with Zuffa and both debuts, of course, yeah.
Well, look, I don't know if you've heard this, FA, and we don't know the full news yet, but it was referenced on the Zuffa 3 broadcast by Mike Coppinger that you could see 3 more heavyweight American signings to Zuffa soon, including a former champion, which has a lot of people wondering who. How excited are you at the idea of Zuffa adding more world recognized names, including more former champions like the one you just fought in Charles Martin?
I mean, whatever they sign is up to them. I mean, I've already got mine, so I'm on the platform right now. So I'm looking forward to that. It's not new to me. So everybody's avoiding me. You know what I mean? So it's good for Zuffa to sign other heavyweights. You have to be connected and make the fight happen, and let's make the fight happen and let's do the fight. To bring out the best in the heavyweight or Zuffa Boxing.
Okay, we can have some fun matchups here. I do want to ask you this. Look, you have just that one pro defeat that came a few years back to Frank Sanchez, and you've bounced back with one win after another, and you did reference that Martin Bacoli fight that a lot of people thought you won. What did you change after that loss to Sanchez that you feel like has you in a great spot right now?
Yeah, but at that time, I was not 100% fit against Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez, he knows that. I was not fit. So at that time, I left BBC, I left BBC to talk back. So the whole thing was kind of like it's a setup. But I'm not saying it's a setup, but I don't want to choose the fight. So I signed the contract for it. So I'm not saying it's a setup, but it is what it is. So I got elbow injuries, elbows, both elbows, not just one, both elbow injuries. I used that same elbow to spot Tyson Fury, the same elbow to spot Gerard Darcy, the same elbows injury to spot other fighters. But remember they postponed the fights. Yeah, they postponed the fight based on the COVID-19.
Gotcha.
That Tyson Fury got, yeah, COVID-19. So they postponed the fight. So when they postponed the fights, at that time I got injured. I got injured on my elbows. My elbows were hurt, both. But I don't have a lot of time to treat my elbow. So I was treating my elbow, but it doesn't take that long much because they postponed the fight within a month. But coming back to that fight again, they went back to training camp. The elbow started getting worse, 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 worse. So they told me to quit the fight. I did it quick. So I need the fight. So that's how I lost the fight, because of the elbows.
I totally understand. And a lot of people know your name because of that crazy fight that never happened with Curtis Harper, where you two entered the ring and he exited and ran away. How
Yeah.
often do people bring that up when they talk to you?
Oh man, I mean, at that time, I was shocked. I was in a shock, just like you are. Everybody was in shock, I was shocked too, at that time, but at that time, I thought the video is not going to go viral. But it's just Apple, you know what I mean? So when they
Sure.
walked out of the ring, I was like, I need the fight. I need the fight. I need the money. But when they walk out of the ring, so I was like, I was angry. In my heart, I was like, come back, let's fight. You signed for the contract. You signed for it. You want to fight. So why you walk out of the ring? But I didn't know he was scared, but at that time, when I went back to him, he told me everything that happened, the reason why he walked out of the room. But I've tried to believe it, but who else want to believe? Like he told me, like they offer him money in the beginning. The fact the money they offer him in the beginning was different. So
Gotcha.
that's why he walked out of the room, because of the money they offer him in the fight. So I was like, I don't know what to believe. So I was like, okay. So at least you should fight the fighter to get the money versus not get paid at all.
It made you look like a giant, a superstar, somebody to be afraid of. I understand the situation with Harper, though. I do want to close with this. A lot of people are excited about the Zuffa 4 card, which of course becomes Sunday, March 8th. I mentioned Jai Opetaia, the cruiserweight champion,
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
fighting for that inaugural Zuffa championship. Do you see him one day as a future opponent should he come up to heavyweight? Are you interested in watching his rise?
I mean, yeah, if he wants to, I don't think he's gonna come out to heavyweight. Do you think so? He's gonna come out to heavyweight? But to me, I don't think so, because he wants to stay right there, to grab all the bets, to unify all the bets, just like you said,
Sure.
But for me, I don't know. It's up to him. It's his choice. If you want to come out to heavyweight, so heavyweight punch is not a cruiserweight. Anything can happen. One punch can change everything. So as far as that cruiserweight fights, what title fights, they both of them are good fighters. As far one of them, which is the black guy, as far him before. It's not that easy. He was a good fighter.
Yeah,
He
Brandon
loved to.
Glanton. Yep.
Yeah, he's going forward. He doesn't like to back up. He's going back. He's going forward all the time. He's a good fighter. He's a good boxer. But I think both of them, we put a lot of work in the fight.
Should be a good fight. And we can't wait to
Yeah,
see you back. Efe Ajagba,
yeah,
21, 1-1, 15 KOs, just 31 years old. Your time seems to be right now.
yeah,
Congratulations on the win, Efe. We
yeah.
hope to see you back soon.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Good stuff. Thanks,
All
man.
right.
Take care.